Welcome to our Waste Management Sustainability Forum and to the 2021 WM Phoenix Open Tournament, the greenest show on grass. I gotta tell you, the course feels a lot different this year without the crowds and the commotion. I'm standing here at the famous Hole 16, nicknamed the Stadium. And every time I walk through that tunnel, I feel like Russell Crowe in Gladiator. This is the most popular spectator spot on the golf course. Typically, this is the rowdiest site in all of golf. And I gotta tell you, I miss the noise and the energy, but I think we'll be back there next year with the big crowds and the huge stands. It would be the understatement of the year to say that the last 11 months behind us have been challenging. Pretty sure I don't need to hit the low points for anyone. But what's worried me greatly during those 11 months is that while we necessarily are focused on other problems, that we might forget about our promise to make the Earth a better place. At last year's forum, I had a conversation on the topic of plastics with Salesforce founder Mark Benioff and Dow Chemical CEO Jim Fitterling. We talked about moving away from single-use plastics, yet in this new COVID environment, it seems like everything is single-use again. Menus and cutlery at restaurants, plastic bags at grocery stores, coffee cups at your local coffee shop. And I'm certainly not trying to minimize those other serious challenges that we faced, and we still are facing, by the way, but there is still that voiceless constituent, our planet, out there, and that planet speaks in decades, not in minutes. And she's saying, don't forget about me. On a positive note about 2020, we learned a lot last year. We learned that we're stronger than we know. The past 11 months have been full of breakthrough thinking, of innovation, and quick adoption of technology. We learned that just because it's hard doesn't mean it's impossible. We never could have imagined that we'd be able to move all of our office employees to a work-from-home setting in just 10 days' time. It truly let us see what we can accomplish when we collectively set our minds to something. We also learned that the human spirit is alive and well. People come first. We take care of one another during times of crisis. And we learned that our world is truly a small world. Like never before, we are a connected circle of action, of consequence, cause and effect. We're reminded that what happens here in Scottsdale, or in Quebec, or Minneapolis, or Wuhan, China, has repercussions around the globe. So what did we learn about sustainability in 2020? One thing we learned for sure is that commerce changed dramatically. Just ask Doug McMillan. You'll hear from Doug a little later on our CEO panel, and ask him how much Walmart's business changed. It seems like every one of his TV ads now is about their excellent home delivery service. So my wife Tracy and I have been walking a lot during the last 11 months, you probably have too, and we're all getting those steps in. I'll bet every other house has a cardboard box in front of it. WM plays a big role here. We're making sure that those cardboard boxes get turned into new cardboard boxes. That's why we're investing heavily in new sorting technology. And I'm proud to say, at WM, we're taking very proactive steps to adjust to this rapidly changing world. 2020 was a year like no other, and now more than ever, we need to connect, we need to collaborate, we need to continue learning from one another. Honestly, that's the purpose of this forum. When we come together, breakthroughs happen. Let's talk about people. So a quick trivia question for you. How many of you know the pseudonym for the WM Phoenix Open? It's known as the People's Open. Our partners at the Thunderbirds coined the term, and I think it says it all. This event is the most welcoming, the most accessible, maybe not this year, the most unique, the most innovative tournament on the PGA Tour. We love the label because we love the people. We love our people. And I am super proud of our team who make this event possible every year while also doing their day jobs. They're keeping our fleet of trucks, mostly CNG by the way, rolling down the road. They're keeping our 1,200 facilities running. They're serving our customers and our communities in a safe, clean, sustainable way. And last year, we expanded our team with the acquisition of Advanced Disposal. We welcomed their team of new members to our WM family. New folks who share our commitment to safety, to outstanding customer service, and to operational excellence. We are now 50,000 strong, and I couldn't be prouder of all of our team members and their remarkable, responsive spirit. Here at WM, we are truly people first. In 2020, lots of companies immediately jumped on the layoff train when COVID hit. And we went the other way, telling our folks right away, don't worry about your jobs. The last thing you need to worry about is providing for yourself or for your families. I will never forget watching TV on the night of Saturday, March 21st, and actually getting pretty worried watching that television program and thinking to myself, if I'm worried, what are our people thinking? And overnight, it became abundantly clear to me and to our team that we truly have to put our people first. We never took our attention off our primary focus of people and safety, and we adjusted to changes in our services and market conditions. Our employees never took their focus off our customers or off each other during COVID, and we had some of our highest attendance rates and lowest turnover rates ever. Putting people first puts our ideals into action. Here's a positive upshot of 2020. We saw a heightened appreciation for those working in jobs deemed essential, like our own technicians, equipment operators, drivers, and route managers, and that recognition is long overdue and well-deserved. None of us want to imagine a world without the services that our industry provides. No question, we are essential. Now, as we finally break through into 2021, what will keep driving our people-first culture? Trust, respect for one another, inclusion and diversity? It'll be all of those, and on that front, we've set 2 aspirational goals for 2025. First is to achieve ethnic diversity that reflects the U.S. workforce. And second is to lead the industry in female representation at all levels. When you look at our board of directors, 5 out of 8 of our board members are either ethnic or gender diverse. When you look at our SLT, we've gone from being 5% diverse when I joined the team in 2012 to 33% diverse today. I think that's fantastic. We've made great progress. But in addition to our board and our senior leadership team, we strongly believe that the diversity of our entire management team should reflect the diversity of the communities that we serve. But if there's an area that I'm most proud of, it's that WM has been taking important steps towards increasing inclusion and diversity since I've been in the job, well before the tragic death of George Floyd. And we've now started to extend our commitment to inclusion and diversity beyond our 4 walls. We're just beginning our work with an organization called the Concordance Academy. They've got a wonderful mission to dramatically reduce reincarceration rates through their holistic reentry program. We'll give you more on that later this year. But let me talk about our Innovative Employment Pathways program, which is well underway. It's such a great win-win program. It addresses 2 parallel challenges: labor shortages within our industry and underemployment facing millions of Americans. This pilot program has been fantastic. The potential for real change is so exciting. Check out this video.
My favorite part of the job is when I get to interact with the community. I want them to feel comfortable seeing the waste management trucks come in, knowing that their city is going to be taken care of. My job is to pick up what we're stopping for, and when we get a new helper, I show them how to do the job. Waste management changed my life by giving me the opportunity to go from living on the streets to going into my own apartment. I can never thank them enough for that.
Before I became employed, I was staying at the women's night shelter and didn't have any money, nothing for the future, didn't have a car. This job has changed my outlook on life.
Innovative Employment Pathways, also known as IEP, began about 18 months ago, and the focus is to ensure that we are giving the overlooked and underserved the opportunity for a second chance through employment. We had a business need. We are constantly recruiting drivers and technicians, and that landscape is very competitive. We are a purpose-driven brand. We partner with agencies such as Upspire, who have the right resources, the infrastructure, and the wraparound services that are required to aid these individuals in going from being homeless or displaced into the workforce.
Upspire serves people that are struggling with homelessness in Tarrant County. Upspire really focuses on removing the barriers to employment. So all of our employees are drug screen and background checked before they start with Upspire. We provide in-depth training. Then they are able to meet with our case manager, work on a housing plan. We provide free transportation, free food, free water, free uniforms so that they can continue to accomplish their goals.
My next step is to work for waste management full-time and become a driver and do everything in the company that they offer.
A year ago, I didn't even have the tiniest little notion in my head that I was going to be saving for a house and have a car and be employed. I learned about myself that I can adapt to changes and that there's hope.
As we continue to build programs together with partners like Upspire and people like Kelly and Michael, we really believe that innovative partnerships like these can help us chart a new course to literally change lives. And guess what? It creates a new pipeline of talent for WM. People first always. But let me say this. Our people truly understand our essential role in protecting the environment and contributing to this circular economy. An economy where we derive the greatest possible value from every type of material that we manage. That's the purpose that drives us. It differentiates us and powers our commitment to always working for a sustainable tomorrow. I'm standing on our WM logo made out of reused golf balls on the course at the WM Phoenix Open, the largest zero-waste sporting event on the planet. Actually, for 8 consecutive years, the WM Phoenix Open has been recognized as the largest zero-waste sporting event in the world. In partnership with the Thunderbirds, with tournament vendors, and the PGA Tour, WM leads operational efforts to divert 100% of waste through recycling, through composting, through donation, and through energy recovery. This event has long been a demonstration of our commitment to our planet and what is possible. While 2020 was a tough year overall, it was a good year in terms of our environmental contributions. We forged new partnerships, we drove innovation, we reduced our fleet emissions, and we created value from our landfills to generate clean, renewable energy. We invested in the future, spending record levels on recycling infrastructure and on our fleet. Let's talk about recycling. You've heard Brent Bell talk about it for many years at this forum, and recycling plays such an important role in reducing greenhouse gases. Look, I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you all know that recycling conserves natural resources, it conserves energy, it decreases emissions associated with raw material extraction and processing. Manufacturers worldwide rely on our recyclables coming through our facilities as inputs for products ranging from pizza boxes to soda cans to water bottles to clothing and carpeting. Not to mention, right, the paper towels and toilet paper that we couldn't find back in March. Who's hoarding all this toilet paper? Take a look at this video, which shows how we're working to expand and drive demand.
This pair of sneakers started out looking like this. So did this shirt, these jeans, and this backpack, and even this purse. All of this is made from recycled materials. Each year, 35 billion plastic bottles are thrown away. That's about 5 bottles for every human on Earth, and each of those bottles would take 1,000 years to degrade. WM and Reprieve have made it possible to transform over 20 billion bottles into amazing things we use every day. This innovative collaboration gives plastic a second life. So far, WM and Reprieve have taken 20 billion of these and given them a new life. And you can help by making sure your recyclables are empty and rinsed before putting them in your bin. And by buying products made from recycled material. When you think about it, this process starts and ends with you. And all of us can work together for a sustainable tomorrow.
All right, here's something really cool. This is Karen and Mario, who support our customers here in Arizona. And they're debuting our new WM uniforms made from recycled material. They're stylish, they're sustainable, and super comfortable. I've got a pair of pants and a couple of shirts, and they really are super comfortable. Think about it. Our drivers will ride their routes collecting plastic bottles, milk jugs, and other materials that will eventually be turned into the uniforms that they wear every day. This is the circular economy in action. Always working for a sustainable tomorrow requires big goals and breakthrough thinking. Our overarching environmental goal is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions while protecting the environment. Today, the services we provide avoid 3 times more greenhouse gas emissions than we generate in our operations. That means we avoid more emissions than we create. That's pretty darn good, but we can do better. Our 2038 goal is to reduce and avoid emissions even more, by 4 times the greenhouse gas emissions we generate. Take a look at this video to see how we are working to achieve our 4 times goal.
This is a WM landfill. And what happens here might surprise you, like renewable energy production. WM sites just like this one help to produce enough energy that helps fuel the largest truck fleet in North America and power thousands of homes. So the question is, how can we turn trash into an asset? When you collect tons of waste in a place like a landfill, it naturally produces methane gas when it breaks down. This WM facility turns that gas into usable energy.
We can create biofuel from the methane gas that is created from that garbage. Our garbage trucks that actually come to your house run on biofuel. And what a cool process.
Okay, I got a fun fact. WM is the nation's largest operator of biofuel trash and recycling trucks. By using biofuel in its trucks, WM saves over 71 million gallons of diesel fuel per year. That is mind-blowing, okay? Let's get big picture here. As a nation, we produce over 250 million tons of trash per year, and most of that ends up in a landfill. But what if every landfill across the country was tapped as an energy source? WM is doing its part to make a difference, and you can help by buying only what you need, donating unused stuff that can be repurposed, recycling right, and using a landfill as a last resort. You know, it's amazing to see the innovations that are happening here today that are going to make tomorrow even better.
Today I've shared a few things about how we're working to be innovative, how we're living and expanding our people-first commitment, and how we continue to deliver on our promise to our environment. But there's always room for improvement. So much depends on bold solutions, on breakthrough thinking, and leading with courage and conviction. When I look at 2020 in a positive light, we learned a tremendous amount about how to lead during a crisis. So to finish today, here are a few truly inspirational quotes by great people about leadership, about change and innovation, about selflessness during tough times, and I'll start with a quote from Mother Teresa. She said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." A quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" President Ronald Reagan once shared, "It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit." General Norman Schwarzkopf stated, "The truth of the matter is that we always know the right thing to do. The tough part is actually doing it." And lastly, in the year 2020, where social justice was such an important topic, a very hopeful quote, and one of my personal favorites, from Nelson Mandela. "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes much more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." Thank you again for joining us, for being our partners in thought and action, and I really hope to see you here in person at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open and this Sustainability Forum.